guys, my name's Amber Foster. Let's try that again. Hi guys, my name's Amber Foster and I'm a missionary in Honduras. I run a homeless ministry and work with kids trying to get off the streets and help them transition into a better life. And whatever that means for them, we help them try and find a path and then help them Hi guys, my name's Amber Foster and I work with a... Hi guys. Hi guys, my name's Amber Foster and I started a homeless ministry in Honduras. I've lived here for about 11 years and we work with kids between 18 and 25 years old, helping them get off the streets and do something better with their lives and hopefully help them have a better relationship with God along the way. Jason has met us, several of you have met us as you've come down to Honduras and worked alongside us, and I'm very honored to have the opportunity to share with you tonight a little bit about what God has done with me, with my life, in times that I've been scared. So there's been a lot of those times. When Jason asked me to speak, I had a hard time choosing, and so I'm just going to tell you a little bit about my life story, and then we'll go from there. When it came time for me to go to college, I was a very scared 18-year-old girl who thought I would never leave home. And I cried and cried and cried because I was going to go to college 3 hours from home. And I thought, I will never be farther than this from my family. But I went, and this shy, quiet little girl started to go through college, and in one of my classes, my freshman year, one of my Bible classes, they handed around a list to come to Honduras. And I can only say that God put my name on that list because I don't like to travel. I didn't know anyone going, but I really just made the decision to put my name on that list. And I was terrified. I was absolutely terrified. I had stress ulcers all in my mouth, and I couldn't eat, and I would tell my friends I'd never go on another mission trip because it was just too stressful. But I came, and I was here for a week building houses and working with the church, and I fell in love. And so I came back every spring break, and then I came down this summer between my junior and senior year, and I lived with a family who was very, very poor. I remember one day we had scrambled eggs for breakfast, I think, and then we went and we hiked all day in the mountains, going house to house preaching, and then at lunchtime they gave us each a boiled egg, and I thought, okay, I can do this because we're going to go home and we're going to have a big dinner. And then we got home and dinner was 2 flour tortillas with some butter on it, and I thought, I'm going to die here in Honduras. But we did those 3 months, and I loved it, and by the end of it, I absolutely knew that this was where I was supposed to be. So I came to Honduras, and I was asked to work at a children's home. And I said, no, I don't want to work at a children's home. I want to work in this community where we had been building houses. So I went there, and not long after that, someone passed away at the children's home, and they asked me to come fill in. And I said, I'll fill in a few days a week, but that's not where I'm supposed to be. And so 2 weeks later I moved there and had fallen in love with the kids and went about my life there, but never really got along with the director. And so about 8 months later I ended up getting fired from that job and felt like my world was falling apart. I felt like I was doing what God had asked me to do, what God had put on my heart to do, and this great Christian man was destroying my life for no reason that I could come up with. So I moved from 100 hugs and kisses and I love yous every day to a house that was infested with rats, and I rarely left the house because I didn't really have a job at that point. Spent a lot of time praying, spent a lot of time wondering, is this God saying it's time to go home? And at that point I really felt like it might be. But I prayed through that, sought counsel, and ended up going back and working with the church that I had originally planned to work with. And fell in love with the work all over again. It was terrifying. I really didn't know what God was saying to me. I didn't know if He was saying it was time to go home. Started a church there, and it ended up growing to be quite large, and it became very obvious that Amber needed to get out of the way. And so started looking at other things that maybe I could do. And that turned into us feeding some people out of the back of my truck that were living on the steps of the stadium. At that time, I was probably 26 or 27 years old and not very experienced, and a single woman, and feeding homeless people was really not high on my priority list, even though it seemed like the right thing to do. It was pretty scary, these scary, smelly, homeless adults coming up and oftentimes very angry about the amount of food we had to get them or what we had to offer. But it became very obvious that that's where God wanted me to be. Even though that really probably wasn't the desire of my heart at that time. I really like cute little kids. But through that, it became very obvious to me that these people needed more than a plate of food. They needed God's love. And I was in a position where maybe I could help provide that. And so started looking for properties, and we rented a property, and God provided the perfect place, and we worked there for a while, and then I said, okay, I think we might want to fundraise for this building because it seems to be working. And we raised $250,000 in 4 months. And I can remember standing on the balcony of that building and going, God, I'm not sure that I want this. This is a lot of responsibility, and I'm just a girl. I don't have a team here at that time. At that time, I did not have a team. I had a lot of people that came and volunteered, but I wasn't real sure that that's at all what I wanted. It was very permanent, and it was terrifying. But God made those plans come true, and now we have a team here on the ground, and we're able to help about 15 teens at a time live at our building and get off the street, and then we work with about 200 different people on the street, just trying to show them a little bit of light in a really dark place. I would love to talk to you all more about that. If that's something you're interested in, just let me know, or let Jason know, and he'll get you into contact with me. But thanks for taking the time to listen to my story, and have a good night.